We're back. There we go. Weird. Weird. Okay, yeah, we're back. Super strange. I don't know why. My Streamlabs decided to connect to some device that was like not anything. Probably Chinese spyware. That's what I'm assuming. Oh. But we are back now. We're using the right sound, and there should be sound, which is awesome. If I don't punch everything, make sure that's sound. So today we're gonna paint some Battletech. I will fully apologize. I am beat like a mofo today. Just super tired. Since I got back to my trip, I just have not had a minute to recover. So I am running on less than empty. Like I am not even on fumes. That's like I'm on like one drop. All right, that's where I'm at. So I apologize a little bit for that. But I still want to stream. I make a point to stream. Even when I'm not feeling good. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Everything should be working, but just to make sure. But I make a point to stream even when I'm not feeling super good. I think it's important. Lots of people they want to like maintain like a character or a persona online when they're streaming. But I think it's important to see like a person at all times, the good times and the bad times. I think that's just conceptually important, right? Like everyone isn't, everyone isn't this like perfect, happy, amazing person all the time, right? And I think it's super important to show that, right? One of the things about social media, particularly, that's really bad about is creating this false concept for everybody, by essentially only ever showing like the good, right, or the exciting and the Becky's always going on vacations or whatever. So I think that it's super important to show, even when everything's not like perfect, right? Or you're really tired or you're sick, or I think it's still important to stream because it happens to everybody. And I don't want to be part of the like misconceptualized life crew of badness for YouTube. So, with that long rambly, I apologize. There's going to be a lot of long rambly today. We're going to get in painting some Battletech. I did a little bit of painting this week. Only a little bit. I've been super beat. But I managed to find a little bit of time to do some painting. These mechs are actually supposed to be Clan Ghost Bear. Yeah, I just got caught up in painting and they became Comstar. So this is my Comstar color scheme. They now have a couple of Clan mechs mixed in. I don't particularly mind that. I think it fits Comstar. It would probably trigger somebody really bad, but not me. They're really neat mechs. I like this one a lot, particularly. It's really cool. And I've got some big bruiser guys. And there's a Cyclops for you. He's kind of a dumb mech, but he's included in one of the packs. I like this guy. He's really 1960s looking. Big fan of that. So, yeah, I painted those guys up. Like I said, they're supposed to be Clan Ghost Bear, but they became Comstar because I was just tired and caught up in the painting, and yeah, so now they're another faction, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Just, I will find some other guys to make Clan Ghost Bear. Oh, Space Otter update. There are the Space Otters with the new oil wash on them. I really like oil wash and oil painting. I think it's very fun. It's a new thing I'm trying out. I do think this guy needs a little bit more blending. He's a little bit too yellow in some of the grays, but yeah, gives a really neat effect. And I like how the armor kind of looks like the old casings from old PCs. I think that's pretty awesome. Like, they look like they're wearing like old like iMac boxes, and it just looks really neat. They have turned out different from this guy, a little bit. All right, they're a little more yellow. This guy is the first one that I did, so I'm gonna have to update his paint scheme a little bit to match the new ones. So the difference is what I use to clean off the oil paint after I put it on. So this is acrylic with oil over top of it. As like a wash, essentially. So, yeah, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I update that one guy. Guys, get something in there, because I think it just makes the guns stand out. All right, so there's that one, and then I'm pretty sure this is a little laser up here as well. There we go. Oh, we got some over here. There we go. Painted in the lasers. But I wanted to do a couple like one-off kind of like. This guy based off a stuffed animal I have. This is just really cool. This is called the Orion. No, this is a Supernova. I don't remember what you are. He's a big heavy boy though with like big fucking guns. He's like 4'6" or something like that on Alpha Strike, so he can melt some fools. But really cool. So he's just this purple, and then Spaceship Exterior. Then the Spaceship Exterior, I used the new Soul Blight Gray on, and the purple I was trying to use this, but it was just too dark, way too dark. So it just got Druchii Violet over it because I wanted the more bright purple. So yeah, we did him as a one-off mercenary, and then I did this guy. And this guy's actually a really bright blue. He's electric blue from Game Color. With Nighthaunt Gloom over it. No, it's Briar Queen and Chill. Where's Nighthaunt Gloom? There it is. Yeah, with Nighthaunt Gloom over it. And it made this really cool kind of like smoky blue, which I thought was really neat. And then I was like, LOL, it would be neat if some parts of him had like leopard spots. So it's like, okay, I'll paint on some like weird kind of leopard spots. I don't know if it necessarily worked, but you know, it was a fun kind of one-off kind of thing. He's just a neat little independent mercenary, you know. I wanted a couple of these because I'm gonna try to make a Battletech random event table. And one of the options is going to be like random mercenary shows up. And I thought that would be pretty cool if I had a couple kind of one-off mercenaries. It's also a chance for me to try out some paint schemes and stuff to see if I wanted to do more of them, right? Which is actually what I'm going to be doing today. So, grab the box of Battlemechs. This is my box of primed Battlemechs. A couple of these are 3D printed, like this guy. He's 3D printed. But a lot of these are from Catalyst. There's some cool stuff in here, like a Warhammer. Here's that stone rhino I got the other day. So excited what I want him to be. This guy, he's already decided what he's going to be. Like these guys, they're going to be Clan Wolf. as well, you know. So lots of cool options in here. Although what I wanted to try to do today is I wanted to try to do a mech that was like tan and orange, and I wanted to try out the new Mortarion Grime. So what I was thinking about doing was doing an off-white and then putting Mortarion Grime over it and seeing how that looks. And then maybe doing like a dry brush of white after that. Or maybe some like orange markings. That's what I was thinking. So I figured we'd give it a shot, see what we could do. Try to come up with something. The Timberwolf, I want to be Clan Wolf. What about you? You're a cute one. We could do you. What are you? You're kind of cool. Do Marauder 2. Do the other Warhammer. Do this Black Knight. Let's do the Marauder 2. We'll paint the Marauder 2 today. Yep. Alright. Do the Marauder 2. Alright. I plan on using off-white. This is Stone Golem. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice base coat of Stone Golem on everything. Get them all Stone Golemed up. Where's my base brush? There it is. I do have to say, this is actually a really nice brush from GW. Surprisingly nice. Yeah, just get some of this up in there. But yeah, so I played a game of Classic last night. Took nearly 5 hours. Which I'm gonna be super honest, it was a very fun game, but a 5-hour word tabletop game is a lot of tabletop game for me. So I was considerably beat by the time it was over. But it was sort of a big kind of going away for some friends. So I wanted to make sure I went to it, even though I was pretty hammered. Not like drunk hammered, like just exhausted. But I want to make sure I went to it. It was fun. I haven't played Classic in a while, so it's pretty cool. I like Classic. It's a good game, even though it's very much a simulation game versus a war game. I will say I like Alpha Strike better. Just because it's a little bit faster, and you do get to play with more mechs and stuff in Alpha Strike, which I like. And I think that it generally has less like option rolls, which means less weird things can happen, which isn't necessarily bad, but it does mean that the game generally moves faster. Because we were all going pretty quick, but there was 4 of us playing and stuff, so took a while. Battletech takes a while, but it is what it is. It was so fun. Alright. Just got that base coat down now. And while that dries, we're going to grab ourselves some gunmetal so we can paint in some of the guns. You don't have to paint in all the guns and stuff in gunmetal, but I think, like, I don't know. I think it makes mechs generally look cooler when they have their medals done in metal. I don't know why. Just a fan of it. So, because I mean, like, really the whole thing's made out of metal, but you know, like the joints and the guns and stuff, I really like when those are painted in metal. Alright. There we go. Okay. So, seeing how where the details break on this. That there. These Catalyst minis do have a good bit of detail in them. Well, at first I was like, ugh, pre-built minis. Who wants pre-built minis? I do wish they were, you had to build them yourself. That would be nice. But I enjoy the game. And I enjoy painting the minis so much that I can look past the pre-builtness, you know what I mean? Even though I do wish they were not pre-built. But yeah, we had a game of Classic. It's pretty fun. One of my guys got charged and like shoulder slammed off of a cliff, which was really freaking cool. And one of my other mechs basically like went on a hiatus and like went and lived under the sea for like a century for half the game. More than half the game. He came up in the last round finally. He got out of the water. That was not intentional. It was just how the map was laid out, and I wasn't really thinking about it when I put him down. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if he started under the water and came out. Yeah, well, it took him 7 turns to come out of the water. So, it's definitely a mistake on my part, but he got to shoot lots of lasers when he came out. So, that was cool. Yeah, that was very cool. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. I do like classic Battletech. It is fun. It is not Alpha Strike levels of fun, but it's pretty good. I do love me some Alpha Strike. I do think actually right now Alpha Strike is probably my favorite war game, to be honest. Just placing Warcry. I don't know. The robots are really cool. I've always liked robots. And the rules are simple, and it's fast, and just a good time. The minis are much cheaper than GW. And really, I don't know. I haven't bought GW rules in like 6 months. I bought a bunch of their minis, but I've not bought any of their rules in a while. Because I'm just, I don't know, I'm kind of over them, to be honest. Like, they're just all so fucking convoluted. And, like, expensive, and they just update them so fucking frequently. It's like, no, I don't want to fucking update every 6 months. Like, I get why they do that, right? And the reason is it's not for balance, right? Everyone was like, oh, so it can be nice and balanced. No, it's actually a marketing tactic to keep you inside their sphere. So basically you don't have time for anything else. It's the reason a lot of games have really short seasons, like a month-long seasons and stuff. So you buy the season pass and it's like a month. And the reason is they really don't want you going to another game, right? They know when they lose your eyes, they might not get them back. So they don't want to give you time to go looking around other places. You know. So they try to keep these updates, you know, because updates are really like 90% of the balance updates are really not important, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter if it costs you 1 or 2 CP for a thing? Like, oh, but it changes my entire list. It really doesn't. Like, calm down. It really doesn't. You know? like, you know, if you're gonna... Hello! But yeah, they really, like, the updates are so quick, not because of balance, but because they want to keep you in the ecosystem. So you don't have time to look around and try their things and stuff like that. It's the same reason why all the Warhammer stuff never uses any term like wargaming or anything like that. They always refer to it as the Warhammer hobby. It's because they really are like trying to set themselves apart. Lots of things do this though, right? Like if you play the Pokemon trading card game, you don't say you play trading card game, you say you play Pokemon. You know what I mean? Same kind of thing. Right, like they're controlling that narrative there. And it's a smart move. It's a really smart move, so. But we can choose to be outside of that. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't bought any GW rules in like legitimately like 6 months. Last thing I bought was the Age of Sigmar like book that lasted like a month before the next General Handbook came out. And that's because I wanted to make a character, right? And do that on the stream, which is why I picked that book up. Because really those rules lasted legitimately like a month before the next General Handbook came out. Alright, just trying to pick out some of the little details here in Gunmetal. But yeah. The Battletech rules weirdly have not changed in like forever, which is really nice. And Alpha Strike, man. Alpha Strike, the rules are so fucking simple. You could legitimately like put them on an 8.5 by 11 if you didn't want all the like weird use cases and stuff. Ugh. You know, with other people, because like I've played stuff on the channel like Stargrave and Grimdark Future Firefight, stuff like that, just on the channel. But like actually getting to play with another person was nice. All right. Apparently I was not paying attention when I painted this part and put way too much paint in that vent. Let me get that out. Okay. I also got way too much silver paint out in general, but it's all good. There we go. Painted in that vent. But yeah. Ironically, today is the day that the new version of Warcry was announced for pre-order. I don't know how I feel about it. So I like some of the teams in the box. I would like to try the Rotmeyer Creed guys. They look cool. But weirdly, I don't want the terrain out of the box. It's the one that gets me. I actually don't want the terrain of all the weird stuff. The terrain, it suffers from the problem where some of the GW terrain does, where it's too large scale. Just too big a scale. So I will probably not be picking up the box because of that. So I just really don't want the terrain. So we're probably not doing that. Alrighty. Oh. There's our guy. All of our little silver details painted in. Let's give him a red eye since we have the since we got the red out. Give him a nice red eye here in the front. Like that. There we go. Wah. Alright, now we'll give him like a minute or two to dry while we work on somebody else, and then we will hit him with some washes. Let me grab another Battlemech, actually. Oh snap! Return of the Marauder 2! Marauder 2 too! Figured since we had too much silver out, I could grab it and start painting the same details in on this guy. But yeah, Battletech is really good. I will say they have a magazine for Battletech called Shrapnel. I was a little disappointed with it because I thought it was like a, White Dwarf style magazine, you know, with like pictures and like news and stuff like that. It's not. It's entirely a narrative, like short story magazine, which is cool if that's what you want. But it is in fact not what I wanted. I wanted like pictures of people's minis and things they made, and you know, maybe like a more community focused version of White Dwarf. So I was really hoping for. But no luck there. But they're all up on Amazon if you're interested in them. They're pretty cheap too. I bought like the entire pack of them as like a pack thing. Kind of wish I hadn't done that now, but meh. I just misunderstood what it was, that's all. You know, that's on me, it's not on the book at all. And I mean, and if I wanted like a short story narrative thing, it would be awesome because it's literally just packs of Battletech short stories, which is really cool for people that want that. I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, right? Like, but I wish I would have known that's what it was before I picked it up. Ooh, a blobby paint there on my part. Okay. But yeah, so for Alpha Strike, I'm gonna probably be adding to my terrain setup. I want to do some. I want to do some like special tiles because right now what I have is I all have the city tiles, right? I've got, you know, these, right? Got those city tiles that I made on the channel. And they're amazing. They're like the coolest, in my opinion, terrain I could have for Battletech. I'm so in love with these. But I want some like specialized ones. So like, I picked up some STLs that are like shipping containers and like shipping supplies and stuff. So I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna do one that's like a big like energy fan thing. You know, just some like standout like special pieces of terrain that can go into the cityscape. Not necessarily as like objectives, but like just sort of as standouts. See, I'm being pretty messy with these, to be honest, but that's because I intend to go back and clean it up afterwards. I always do for these guys. I've been trying to figure out what color I'm going to wash my plant ghost or my clan wolf stuff with, because the I used Agrax Earthshade before, and it's just too dark. All right, they wind up looking like this. So that's Agrax Earthshade plus gray dry brush over it, and it's just a little too dark for me. I want it to be, I don't know, brighter, something. So I have a ton of Clan Wolf mechs that are basically waiting for washes. So we'll figure those out. Alright, our guy should probably be good for that Mortarian Grime now. So let's go ahead and give him a little shoop de whoop. Ugh. Pardon me while it's Mountain Dew time. It's funny, I did a video call with my parents, and I was so fucking beat after I hung up with them. So I just woke up, got in the shower, had the video call with my parents. I ate a bowl of cereal, and then I fell asleep again. So fucking beat I am. Yeah. I legitimately fell asleep in my chair petting my dog. It's not a euphemism. My actual dog was sleeping next to me. Yeah, he does this thing where he comes and like lays next to my chair, and then like I can like pet his belly. Oh, so he was doing that, and I just apparently fell asleep listening to Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions talk about the new Warcry stuff. I just was like honk, like totally out. And I woke up like half an hour later and was like, shit, I gotta stream. Alright. So this should give it kind of like a green, kind of like a tan-ish when it's all done. We'll see what it looks like at the end. It's probably a little more green than I thought it would be. But honestly, that's kind of cool. It'll probably make a really good base for camouflage. Just what I'm looking for here. Yeah, it's funny, when we were playing last night, we were talking about Battletech, and I mentioned, obviously we were talking about Battletech while we were playing Battletech, but I mentioned how cool it would be to have like the Flood in Battletech and have like all these mechs like taken over. Just a really cool idea. It's been bouncing around my head. Maybe like 3D printing out some mechs and having them like green stuffing a bunch of like tentacles and masses and stuff on them. Like they're all taken over by like essentially like Nurgle or like the Flood from Halo. Because Battletech is weirdly like a human story. There are like no aliens in it really. The clan are as close to actual aliens as you get. Because functionally they serve the same purpose, right? They come from far away, they have a totally different culture, they look different, you know, they have advanced technology that other people don't have. Like, functionally the clans are like the aliens of Battletech. They just are still people, you know? But it would be neat to have like a biological enemy, like something like human. I was thinking it'd be really by something like that, you know. All right, here he is, all grimed up. Let's give him a minute to dry, or a couple minutes to dry, and we'll see what he looks like after the grime. Oh. So when he's drying, what I was thinking was doing like an orange camo on top of that. I got a couple different oranges. Look, find some oranges. But still searching for oranges. These two. Okay, finding good oranges is hard. So I have lava orange. I don't really like this paint. It doesn't cover super well, so we're not going to use that one. Then I've got scale color. This is like my go-to, like classic nice orange. I love this color a lot. It's really nice. Then I've got hot orange, which is like a red. Like a red-orange mix. It's pretty cool. I like this color. So maybe we'll pick one of those. Maybe we'll do something else. If he dries a little more green, maybe we'll do something else. But we'll see. We'll see. While it's drying, we can take a look at some 3D prints. So I wanted a different pilot for my one knight. It was all my knights except for two of them, which for lore reasons don't. They all have removable pilots. And I found this lady, and she's just fucking baller. Like, she is a beautiful STL. Just wonderful. Tons of personality and character, and oh, so good. So I want to use her as a like pilot for one of the knights. And she's just phenomenal. I wish I knew where she was from. It's in my My Mini Factory, but I do not remember the name of it. But she is just an awesome, like, Inquisitor kind of character. And she lines up really well with GW scale minis. There she is with Glorio. So there she's pretty perfectly scaled. If anything, she's a little bit big, but it's okay. And she's pretty perfect. And the reasons I bring her up, because I'm printing stuff for Silver Bayonet, and I'll print it a little small. So I got these werewolves who are awesome. They're really, really cool. So these come with 4 different poses, but they printed a little small, so I think I'm going to up them a good bit and reprint them. And then I have some more of those. Oh, what would you even call these? Like Inquisitor kind of, Witch Hunter kind of characters. I'm printing these off for Silver Bayonet. Here's the other werewolf, by the way. So yeah, these are very much Bloodborne inspired. But they're super tiny, so they printed really small. So I have to up them a good bit. And with them, I also have a bunch of like Imperial guys with rifles, just to use as like generic soldiers. So. Just to use as like generic soldiers, which is pretty cool. So they'll make really nice generic soldiers to go with like the Inquisitors. So I can have like a witch hunter or two. Sorry, Inquisitor is the wrong word. I can have like a witch hunter or two, and then a bunch of like just musket men with him to like hold positions and just shoot and stuff. So it should be pretty good. The other thing I printed is probably going to be extremely hard to say. And it is a bunch of little wolf heads. These are the heads from a Wolves for Goblin Wolf Riders. So I printed them out. This is the body from Flesh Eater Courts. I was thinking about turning these guys into werewolves with these wolf heads. I thought that might be pretty rad. A little bit of green stuff, that should be pretty sweet. You know, a little bit of green stuff, a little bit of cutting. Should be able to turn them into proper werewolves. I was also going to put those little wolf heads on these guys, these like Greebly guys, the like smaller ghouls. And they have wolf heads that would fit, right? Because I shrunk them down. But I think I'm going to leave these guys more as ghouls than werewolves. So I think I'll use the human heads for these, and I will make the big ones werewolves. That's what I'm thinking. Get out of there. Don't need you in there. Don't need you in there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Get out of the vents. Good on the side. Not too much in there. You can pull that out. Not too much in there. You can pull that out. Something for that. We can pull it off of there too. Alright. So he is going to be a little more green than I was expecting. He's actually not that far off from this guy, who I painted as green. I'm wondering if I should hit this guy with Mortarian Grime and see what he would look like. Yeah, let's give it a shot. See. I was kind of hoping this guy would be a little more tan. I was hoping this would be more of a tan. I know it says it's grime, so it makes sense it's green, but I don't know. I was hoping it would be a little more tan, because when I put it over a dark green, it looked a lot more tan. Because I used it on this guy's shoulder pad right here. And it's what gave that like cool tide mark there. And just like the weird build-up. I liked that. I thought it was nice. It worked for him, so I expected it to be a little more tan, but I was apparently wrong. So let's try putting it over this green. It might give us a really neat looking military kind of color. When I went back to Montana with my husband, one of the things we did was visit graves and stuff for his dad, which is very sad. And his mom, and they have like a joint grave thing, which is very nice, and a really nice facility. Beautiful, beautiful place. Very well kept, like just wonderful. His dad helped get it up and running, which is even nicer. Like the facility, it's like a for veterans kind of thing. Really, really nice. I don't know. I got thinking about that. His dad was in Korea, the Korean War for a while, Vietnam. He was a Marine. I was like, well, how did they dress? Right? How did people in Korea War dress? I was looking at some of the camos and stuff, and they had this weird kind of like pea green camo, really weird. Like this, like this is basically the color. And I was thinking it'd be kind of neat to paint something that was kind of like inspired by that. I don't know why. I'm just being kind of sentimental, I guess. thought it would be neat to have something that was kind of inspired by that. And yeah, so I just started messing with this guy, and that kind of colors. My plan is to do part of him in camouflage, because those Marines were issued these camouflage helmets, even though all of their clothes were like vomit green. They were issued these weird like camouflage helmets that were like tan and green. But yeah, so we'll see how it looks on this, on the green. I think it's going to look really good. I think that's pretty much exactly the color I want out of that. Kind of like just nasty, weird green. I think that's actually perfect. Which is pretty cool. Alright. Going back to our Marauder here. He is almost dry. That is just kind of dirty looking, which is kind of neat. I like that. Don't know what I'm going to do for camo for it, because I was going to put orange on it, but it's too green for an orange. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that. Because it's too green for an orange. Shit. Here's my plan. I could do green stripes, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. That totally blew my plan. That came out a lot more green than I expected. You might have to come back to him. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna do orange, like portions of his body. So like one leg here in orange, or like from here down to the foot in orange, and then just splotches like that, and then like shapes. So one of these colors has to be wet still, right? Yeah, never be able to see that though. Well, I was gonna do like, I probably can't see it. Okay, so I'm gonna do like odd shapes, so kinda like this, and then like have them fill up portions of the body. So like this shape would occupy most of that leg, right? And then like I would do another one, and it would be like, you know, like just off style shapes like that. No one looks like a heart, but you know, like weird like squigglies and, you know, things like that is what I was gonna do, but in orange, over what I thought would be tan. Yeah, kind of like desert camo, but that Mortarian grime is it is a lot more green than I was expecting. So we're not going to be doing that now. You know, but lots of those kind of shapes. And I was going to do them super big. So like you'd have like this shape here, and it would take up like the entirety of that foot. That's what I was going to do. Or like you would have like this shape right there, and it would be like this whole portion of the shoulder down onto the arm and up like that. You know, or like this one here would be, you know, this whole block right there, right? What I really wanted to do with it was to have sort of no respect for the panels and stuff, and just kind of do it overall, right? Like you were in Photoshop and you drew like a transparent texture over something. That's what I wanted it to look like. But yeah, he came out a lot more green than I was expecting. So he's just gonna hang over there now because I don't know what to do with him now. I was expecting tan with orange over it is what I really wanted. But the Mortarian green is a lot greener than I thought it would be. Which I guess makes sense, but not what I was expecting, you know? Not what I was expecting. Alright, let's look at our little Korea Marine mech. Yeah, the Mortarian grime over that is really nice. That's super nice. Super, super nice. You know what? We can actually bet you give him a minute. We can at least finish him up so that we can get somebody done on the stream today. Just go around and blot off a little bit extra that I don't want. There we go. All right. So, excuse me for a second. Marine, Korea. War, not Korean Marines. Okay. So, this is the Korean Marine uniform. So you can see it was this kind of like just putrid fucking green. I got some tan webbing in there, stuff like that, and then there's some of them. Yeah, those guys have, it's really hard to say. Some of them have this weird camouflage helmet. Yeah, here it is. You can see it on this one. Where it's like green and brown splotches, right? But they're pretty bright. They're pretty bright colors, really. Does this one have it? No. You can actually see it surprisingly well in the Lego man there. But yeah, you can see it's bright kind of green and brown splotches. So that's what I'm going to do for the camo for this guy. But I'm not going to do it all over him. I'm just going to do it in certain areas. So we need to pick some colors for that. I apologize, I was not prepared to do this part today, but we'll I want to complete something since my other guy is not how I want him. Give me 1 second while I dig through the paint rack, because we're going to be using fur brown, because it is a very nice warm brown. We could also really use this. This is walnut. This is the color that these otters are. We could also use that. That's a pretty good one. I do think the brown is a little warmer though, so I think it's probably closer to this. So I'll probably still use that. And then for greens, I was planning on using green skin, if I can find it. So I've got Goblin Green, that's not bad. And I've got, let's see what we got over here. We got Venom Worm, that's like a very military green. I think it's a little brighter green than that, to be honest. Commander Green, no. Army Green. Is it this one? My Cano's on. Yeah, there you go. It's 200 of them. It's basically all the paint mixers I will probably ever need in my entire life. So, please don't buy the official ones. Just go to Amazon if you need paint mixers. Having a paintball in any paint pot makes it a billion times easier to mix it. Like, literally so much easier. Especially for these hard to mix paints, like the Army Painter ones, like these. These are really hard, notoriously hard to mix. I don't know if I've ever used this paint, so we're just giving it a good mix. Alright. Let's see how she comes out. Nice, that'll do. Yeah, so we got that, and we got this brown right there. We're going to use those to make some little camouflage splotches all over him. Well, not all over him, in specific areas. So we are going to do them in the lower legs, and then I'm thinking like the center torso. That's what I'm thinking. So and we're just making little splotches, that's all. Little splotches. Little bits of camo. So what I want when I paint camo like this, I want to be able to see the color on every surface, right? That's my goal. When I'm first starting off, if I can see it high, on the next surface I'll paint it low, right? So you wind up with a pattern like that. Could you not focus on that, please? Thank you. So you'll wind up with something like that, where you can see it like on multiple surfaces. That's what I want. All right. There we go. Nice and little bits here and there. And then I think we're going to do the center torso. So like this area, like that. In the same kind of camo, and then I think we're going to leave the top of the legs out of it, and then we're going to leave the we're going to leave the top of the legs out of it, and we're going to leave the arms out of it. There we go. All right. There we go. I got way too much brown paint for that, but it's okay. We're going to do some green splotches. So same kind of concept, right? Same kind of concept. I want to be able to see the color on every surface. That's my goal with this. This green does not cover extremely well, but it will do. Just have to put it on, or do multiple layers, I guess. Alright, so there we go. I did the brown first because I want the brown to be the like main color, right? So it's like it took up a lot of the prime real estate. Now the green is like the supporting camo color. Right? It's like the secondary camo color. Yeah. I'll do one right there. Like that. And we'll hit the body a little bit here. Just like that. And see, I'm trying to be disrespectful of the panels. So I don't want it to be like, this panel is colored this color. You know what I mean? That I don't want. I missed a little bit there. There we go. Get rid of that. Hit that right there. And that's basically going to be it. Yeah, give that a couple minutes to dry, and then he's all done, essentially. I'll probably come back in with some Nuln Oil and hit the metal bits a little bit. That's basically going to be it. That's going to be our Marine Korea Battlemech. Oh, I'm going to have to paint the visor in too. What color do we want to make the visor? Let's make the visor gold. I haven't painted anything gold in a long time. And gold's like a... Oh, what is this color? Oh, that's gold. Okay, yeah, let's see that one. Some kind of... What even is this? The like name rubbed off. Harvest gold? Dwarven gold? I'm going to say it's Dwarven gold. That's what it looks like. Oh, yeah. Ooh, love that. Gold is a really nice cockpit color because it's one of those colors that you see that reflects light a lot. So it looks really cool as a cockpit color. Like you'll see gold as one of the like support colors in a lot of those like super light reflective sunglasses. So, yeah. I guess while the green is drying, we could do the Nuln Oil. And really finish him up. Boop, 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 boop. And this is just going to darken down the lines on some of the metal bits for us. Just add a little bit more detail into them, which is all we want. It'll help make the metal bits stand out a little too by making these lines darker, so you can see like the jump jets and stuff better. You get a nice result out of it. Alright. Areas that I think could use a little bit darker. Over here on the front leg. And then we're going to... That's probably too soon. Okay, too soon, too soon. I'm not going to be able to do the Nuln Oil in the visor yet. It needs to dry more. It's my bad. It's my bad. Alright, Nuln Oil in the visor needs to dry more before we do it. That's fine. We'll use this time to put in some more green, make sure we've got better coverage on it. So green didn't cover super well, even though I mixed it. Doing this might make the paint end up looking a little chunky, but it's okay. You'll never see it at this scale. You'll never see it at this scale. There we go. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I actually super love how that looks. There is our Korea Marine Tribute mech. Yeah, I super duper love how that looks. That's phenomenal. Really like that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna let him dry, and then I'm gonna hit his visor with Nuln Oil, and he's all done. I really like that. That's really cool. I legitimately might do more like that because it just has a nice kind of generic military look to it without being too dark. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And this is the guy that we did in the Totalitarian Grime. Still not sure what I'm doing with him, but I'll figure out something for him. Or I'll just respray him, one of the two. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. There's my mech. Please stop thinking that caps are faces. Please. They're not faces. Fucking creepy. But yeah, at least we got something done. And now I'm going to probably go take a nap again. I'm just so beat. But, you know, have a good one. And hope you enjoyed watching me paint some little robots and talk about random BS. And, yeah. There he is. Oh, good old blackjack. And,